certainly going to be an exciting matchup as we see the defending World Under-25 Mixed Pairs champions Briar Atkinson and Cameron Horrow from the Paratutu Club in New Plymouth playing James, Cameron Powell and Taui White from Bowls Wellington representing Stokes Valley. Simon, put you on the spot. Who's your pick?
Cameron Horror and Briar Atkinson in my pick. I think I suppose their experience with what they did in Ireland would hold them in good stead. Obviously, it's hot out there. Taui's on the ice block scenario there, which is a great idea in the heat. But look, I think it'll be a good game. I think I was actually not surprised, but I mean the comeback from the guys against Hannah and Henrietta, they did very well. He's just saying, "What are you doing, camera on me? I'm having ice cream." Nice, well. But no, it should be a good game. I think you have to have Taui needs to start off a bit quicker than he did in the last game.
Definitely. And I think there's well, I mean, you could argue this either way, but perhaps a slight advantage still being on the TV rink from before. I don't think it's going to bother Cameron and Briar too much that they weren't on the TV rink. They'll be able to adjust very quickly. And of course, given their international experience, they're very used to having one TV rink established for an event where multiple teams will play that same rink across the day.
Sure.
And that is, of course, what we're playing for, the Under-26 Pairs St George Memorial Trophy. A little bit of history on that trophy. It actually come from the St George cabinet when the club closed, and we've given it a refurbish, painted it bright blue to make it stand out.
It certainly does.
It's certainly a very unique trophy for the kids to play for, and of course you see the plate beside it. So in the background, the consolation event for all the teams who failed to qualify. And they've played, so everyone gets guaranteed 2 days play here at the Under-26 National Pairs. Alrighty, so first bowl underway. Briar Atkinson from the Paratutu Bowling Club started her career at the smaller Lepperton Bowling Club, about 15 minutes north of New Plymouth. Was into the sport brought into the sport by her grandfather, who has since sadly passed away. Moved into Paratutu probably about 2016, 2017-ish, and decided basically to take her game a bit more seriously. Paratutu, probably one of the stronger clubs or definitely one of the stronger clubs in Taranaki. Put herself in a position for success and has ridden that success all the way to the top.
I suppose the scenario for these guys, I don't know whether at home the Stokes Valley Vipers, whether Taui and James play much in regards to pairs together, where we do know that that Cameron and Briar do play and have played successfully together in the pairs. So I suppose that's another advantage with Cameron and Briar. But in a one-on-one situation, anything can happen, can't it, Brendan? And see, Taui has started off much better than he did in the first game, or in the semi-final, which we saw.
Yes. I mean, we do know, of course, that Taui and James have won the Stokes Valley triples last weekend, along with Jordan Keane, who's also here. Oh, sorry, fours. The fours last weekend. And then, of course, as you say, Briar and Cameron, they've come from a group at Paratutu, going back over the last 10 years, where they've had a lot of members under the age of 30, myself included, back when I was living back in Taranaki. You know, and the names, the likes of Aidan Zitterstein and Nathan Gooden. Who else was in there? Daryl Reed. Yeah, definitely a very strong field of young talent coming. Adam Collins as well, playing in Taranaki Premiers now. So really strong field of young players. Not all starting at Paratutu, but definitely emerging there and growing and fostering their talent.
So, excuse me, first team we see... So Taui is definitely started off a little bit better than did in the first game, but all the bowls pretty much have been over the head, which is good for the skips. They don't have anything in their way. Anything, no dramas.
One thing you'll see a lot from Cameron throughout this game is a lot of very precise direction in questions. He'll often look to sit bowls through 2, 3, 4 rolls. Does have that big weight up his sleeve as well, but does like to play a very precise game.
And as you say, Brendan, we've had Towie and James have played their semi-final on this particular rink. I mean, the speed of the green should have been different, but just the little variances of the green of different rinks, rink to rink.
Yeah, definitely, and it won't take Briar and Cam too long to settle into to this rink.
Well, I mean, straight away, second bowl, Cameron's speed is pretty much spot on, so won't take long for them to adjust. Just a bit lovely weight again from James.
Yeah, really good speed. Just looked to be struggling. We do know from the semi-final that hand doesn't quite turn as much.
I might as well just throw down here. Well, either way, but there's probably more options on this hand, so like rest them. But I'm
So Cameron's wanting to play forehand, and he's going to play forehand.
Yeah.
Briar suggested maybe the backhand, but he's going to play 2 down here. I'll go again.
Yeah, I guess Briar was sort of saying, you know, you've got his own bowl there to promote, but as Cameron sort of pointed out, it kind of doesn't make them too much difference.
Need the jack.
Either way, let's run through.
So 2 shots to the moment to the Stokes Valley team.
Yeah, something we saw in the semi-final. James struggled to add those bonus points, so real opportunity right from the first end here.
Is he going to stay?
It looks to be
Will he stay?
good enough. Might have just run through, I think.
So, yeah. Looks like a couple to start with.
Oh, that bowl fell late.
Yep, 2 shots. So 2 shots to the Cameron Powell and Towie White team. Any time limit in the final, Brendan?
Yeah, so time limit goes throughout the entire event. And again, that's sort of a new thing that's coming into the game as we move more and more towards TV suitable products.
Yep.
So the players are all becoming familiar with playing time limits on pretty much all the games. So the 1 hour and 3/4 time limit remains for the final. No changes to the conditions of play. And we see some similar trends to the semi-final. The boys have got their mat long, the jack short to mid-length. It's definitely a length that Towie played more consistently, coming back towards the clubhouse.
Showing a good line here. Yeah, very good start.
Yeah, it's a great start. I think one of the keys to success for the boys here, or Towie at least, will be to put Briar onto that forehand side, especially coming this way, because as we see, if you don't take your green, the bowl does hook quite violently back across the head like that. Beautiful speed though, must be said.
So what's coming up, Brendan, apart from after this? What's coming up in the world of Bowls Auckland? Or
Well, the next one for Bowls Auckland is the men's singles, which is, well, arguably the biggest event of the year in terms of participation. Oh, great little shot there from Towie, just clips it across. Yeah, 108 entries this year, which actually is a little bit down, and I think a lot of that is contributed to the fact that we have just so much bowls on at the moment. Those players that perhaps don't see singles as their strongest discipline are taking a break, and a well-deserved break at that. Looking forward, we have the women's triples the same weekend. We have the Easter, which is generally money tournaments. The clubs will run various money tournaments. I know here in Auckland the biggest one is probably the Mount Albert Fours, which is a I forget how much prize money it is, but it's well into the tens of thousands. Yeah, it's huge money for that one. But yeah, around the country. So I mean, myself, I've taken the opportunity to go down to Rotorua, playing at Ngongataha in their Easter tournament. But yeah, around the country there are plenty of Easter tournaments. It's a big weekend for bowlers. to get out and explore the country.
Yeah.
And then looking forward onto that, we have the Social Bowls final in early April. We have the men's triples and women's singles a bit later on in the back end of April, and then we start to rip into the Champ season. So you don't really have an off-season in bowls anymore. You kind of transition from the summer period into the winter, and obviously in Auckland we're very fortunate to have, we're up to 5 covered greens now, so we can pretty much run year round. So huge benefit to be able to just keep going.
Pretty good start here again from Taui. He's got 2 bowls pretty handy. James just sneaking in the back there to where Bry's back bowlers.
Yeah, you'll definitely be seeing a lot more tactical play from James here when we can, because he'll be a bit more confident in Cam's ability to manipulate the head and move the kitty around, or move the jack around, I should say. So
just for the viewers' information, the Cameron is using size 3 XGs, and Bry has got size 3 Taylor Redline bowls. Good, obviously good, 2 good bowls that are very popular amongst all the current crop of bowlers.
Yeah, XGs, Redlines and Optimas respectively are the mid-range bias bowl from the 3 main manufacturers, and they tend to be the most popular in New Zealand, especially when you get to the higher levels. The players prefer a slightly more drawing bowl. There was a bit of a trend perhaps 10 years ago where everybody went really narrow with their bias, but I think as players have evolved and the game's evolved again,
pretty close, yeah.
The need to have that little bit of turn has come back into the game, and we see Cam on a really good line, willing it all the way.
Could be.
Looks like it's enough.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Opportunity to be a little bit aggressive if he can get the inside edge of Cam's bowl, as Taui's said there. He'll play off it and take them both. This is close.
He's got a gap, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's a great effort from James. He's certainly played that with intent. Looked to put points on the board early. They would have had probably 2, maybe 3 shots had he pulled that one off.
Yeah. It's a lovely start. Second in from Cameron. He's bowled two bowls when he's coupled down on the head, and he's drawn 2 great shots for sitting with 2, and he's got a 3rd bowl to make it 3.
Yeah, these bonus bowls, as we call them, are going to be really critical to this final. The term bonus bowl, of course, used when the opposition doesn't have a right of reply, so anything you get with this bowl is a bonus.
Oh, a bit disappointed, but he's played 2 good shots, so...
a little bit shy.
Yep. Start again, 2 all after 2. Interesting to see where this goes to the mat. So Bry's gone a little bit, probably halfway up, I think, probably.
See a replay there of Cam's first bowl. Just gets that little feather drawn behind.
Lovely weight, didn't he, twice?
Yeah. That's a great angle. Seeing the bowl arrive into the head.
So Bry's sort of halfway up, probably. And it's a lot longer now.
Yeah, it would have probably been a 23 to 24 metre sort of minimum length end, but now it's been trailed back a couple of feet, sort of closer to the 25 mark. But it's definitely an interesting tactic, and again, I think that's the international experience coming through with the respot. You don't want to put the jack where it's going to end up. So you'll see a lot of players who are really familiar with respots. They'll throw shorter jacks on purpose, and the reason behind that is it means that when you do play an aggressive shot and you move the jack, it's not getting put back in the same spot. It is actually changing the head and changing the play. So tactically from Briar, this bowl, in theory, will be finishing jack high.
A little bit under this time from Briar. She's still got a bit of way on. She might get a bit of a slide off the other one.
Yeah, she had the right kind of speed. Just missed her line a little there. Good result to push her own bowl into the shot though.
So ice blocks obviously in the background from the girls from Wellington.
Yeah, well, they're needed on a day like today. I know the Bowls Auckland team ran around yesterday afternoon with all the ice blocks, and it was a much needed treat, actually. It was
Beautiful.
very hot.
So again, actually, as per the start of the last game, going this way, Towie was generally tended to be over rather than short, didn't he?
Yeah, and I guess the beauty of that is it gives James something to play to. You see Briar there, it's a very tactical decision to cover those two bowls. He's probably got second shot on the tee if they were looking to be aggressive.
So Towie just looking to bring his weight, but his green was pretty good, just looking to bring his weight back a little bit.
Definitely easier to adjust, I think, at least personally, taking weight off than trying to put weight on.
Yeah, still going a bit, I think.
I guess the good thing there is he's finished in relative proximity to the 2 metre mark, so it gives James a couple of options whether he wants to be a bit more conservative and calm in his approach to draw the shot, or if he wants to look to be a bit more aggressive. He has the option to kill, and he's probably going to be holding 2 shots if he was to kill.
So Cameron's going on the back end on the wider side.
Yeah, safer hand for Cameron to play there. Doesn't want to move the jack towards Towie's bowls. Use that draw in his favour. Yep, turn Briar in as well. Good decision making there from the Paraturu pair. Just looks to be going a little bit.
Good effort. Good side,
I guess,
not far away.
yeah, I guess sort of perhaps trying to be a yard through, because of course any jack movement is going to be highly beneficial.
He wants to probably put a yard on his last bowl, just trying to get cover all those purple bowls and the orange bowl, and he's done very well. It's handy.
Yeah, that's the perfect spot. So the worst case scenario now, he's going to drop, you know, a couple. Takes away that 5 or 6 shot option.
I mean,
for James.
yeah, no problem with his weight, because he can still sit on any of the bowls or where the jack is. Not bad, is he?
Turning in
Not
nicely. He's
very good shot.
That's a great shot.
Very good shot. And gives Cameron no real position either, because he can't afford to be too, you know, if he gets on the edge of the bowl half and half, his ball chips away, he's then 3 or 3 down probably.
Yeah, you see Briar there sort of signalling to play something on that same side of the green, which is the percentage shot, in the sense that you've got, what, 1, 2, 3 bowls and a jack to potentially hit. However, I think if they're looking to score here, it is on the forehand, trying to just draw over and replace that bowl. Although he might be going big weight on the backhand here.
No, he's going big weight. No, that's... wow, okay. This will come down quick, boys.
Yeah. Oh, he's off target.
Okay. Was that a backhand drive?
I think it was. I mean, it was fast enough, it didn't matter. But
we couldn't see it.
interesting play. Needed to hit the bowl clean. Any jack movement was going to probably go against them, unless he was to take the jack into the ditch, of course.
Bit of a one handsome one there from James. Anyway, played a rip with his second one, James, so I'll be happy with that. Here we go, look, see where that mat is, right back as far as you can put the mat. He's got that the front of the mat right on the 2 metre mark. So he'll probably just be putting the shortest end which they've been playing.
As we see that great second shot there from James Cameron Powell. Touch on the kitty, tucks it in. Really finished in a good spot. Made it hard to play to.
Reasonably long end, because surprisingly I thought they would have played a bit of a shorter end, but unless he miss through the jack, but he's looks to be quite a longish end.
Yeah, slightly longer jack than we've seen from the Wellington pair.
A good line though.
Happy with that first, mate. Over the head.
Couple of feet over, pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, that's never good when you turn your back. After the ball's gone about a metre.
Yeah, makes you wonder if she forgot that was the wide hand.
Yeah. That's yeah, you'd think. Well, maybe Cameron might say maybe we'll go the other hand, Brian. But you know, you just sizing up the rink. You don't know what the rink's doing. You've played a couple of ends, but.
I think there's a lot of merit in playing that wider side. It was something I looked as sort of Hannah and James tried to play it as skips in the semi-final. If you found the line correctly, it was proving to be really effective, especially when Taui's playing that tighter line on the right-hand side of screen as we see it. If Briar can find a good line here, she's actually going to benefit from it in the long term. But she just needs to decide how long she's prepared to spend finding it.
Much better from that one. You could see she was invested in that bowl for a long way.
There we are.
Might be a little, but doesn't really want to run into Bryce. They're magnets, those ones, aren't they? The wide short ones are just magnets for bowlers.
Yeah, a bit of a loose one from Taui, who's certainly been playing a little bit better. Briar quickened to her work.
It's a little bit tight again.
She's got good speed. She'll stick around. It's a pretty open head.
Maybe good enough. We can't quite see with Terry in the way. No,
Yeah,
no,
could
maybe not.
be.
But Cameron played two snorters down that forehand on the last end coming this way, so there should be no problems for him.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
crowd in the background, good.
Yeah, it's
Have a
great
go
to see
day.
the crowd in the background. You see some young kids out there on the green. Have a go day. There's some foam rubber bowls out there that they can all have a go with, and target mats and all sorts of different things. And it's great to see the families getting involved and having a go at the game. The future generation, you could say.
Well, they call football the beautiful game. This is the wonderful game, isn't it?
The wonderful game.
Yeah, we'll call it the wonderful game.
It's definitely wonderful if you're winning. If you want to come back, you know, if you're not winning, you're coming back the next day.
Yeah, pretty good. That'll definitely be the shot anyway from James, but Cameron will be chasing him down there.
Yeah, a bit of pressure on for Cameron now.
Reminds me of a young Shannon McElroy with some of his mannerisms. Cameron.
Yeah, well, of course, a lot of these players do look up to their role models, and I think Shannon is probably considered a role model for many of these players. He was made the New Zealand team at 19, if I'm not mistaken, and he's what, in his mid-30s now, so he's a few years older than this group coming through. But so he kind of is the young face of bowls, I guess, for this generation.
And he had the silky smooth delivery, which you'd like to emulate as a young bowler, wouldn't you? So
well, yeah, and there was a video going around in the early 2000s that Bowls New Zealand produced for coaching, and it was Shannon McElroy, a young Shannon McElroy, and of course the legend Joe Edwards. So a lot of the boys particularly have watched Shannon growing up, and they mimic and replicate his style. So you do see a lot of Shannon's influence in a lot of young players. Another great bowl there from Cam.
hope you're enjoying watching Shannon.
Yeah, just for 1. 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, Shannon will be right in the midst of international preparation, as we've sort of alluded upon across a couple of points throughout the broadcast. That the Commonwealth Games squad is only 3 players now, so the top sort of 1% are really vying for those positions.
It's close here to getting bowl.
Yeah, this is a great shot from
Very
James. Bit of a touch as well.
Sensational bowl.
And that's a big swing, so it's 3 shots now to the Bowls Wellington team.
Perfectly played.
Very humble. Happy with that one.
So a bit of pressure on Cameron here with his third bowl. But he's played a couple of good ones already, but he's a bit different when you're 3 down rather than holding the shot.
Yeah, he just needs to add a foot, really. Had 2 really good shots previously.
He looks a little under this time.
Yeah, a little under's not too bad if he's got the speed.
He's got speed, or is there a
Bit
gap there?
too
There
much
is a
speed.
gap there. Unlucky. Had to be there, but he's bowls for bowls, as they say. That's possibly a 3. We think a 3 there for the Stokes Valley team.
Yeah, I didn't catch any indication from the players, but did look pretty clear cut. So we see a replay there of Cam's deliveries. Little touch with the first. And then, of course, the drive, sorry, from James Cameron Powell. Cleared the head out.
Perfect. Well,
Made a very nice 3.
So we're 6-2 after 4 of the 14 ends in the final of the under 26 national pairs.
Yeah, and it's events like these definitely not possible without the help and support of the likes of St George and their foresight to promote youth bowls. But not only St George Bowling Club, a number of Bowls Auckland partners. JB Weir, who of course help us out with our big Auckland Open in December every year, the mixed pairs, which is now on the World Bowls calendar. Taylor Bowls New Zealand, which of course we've had mentioned throughout the broadcast from both Briar and Hannah, who are what's the word they use? Franchise players.
Franchise players. Yes.
Franchise players.
Ambassadors.
Player ambassadors. Mulchek, they're another good partner of Auckland, especially with the sun and the cancer, so the bowlers get a bit of a discount there to help look after their health. And of course Shade Systems, which have been building the covered greens to allow us to play this beautiful game year round.
Wonderful game, Gord.
Wonderful game, sorry, wonderful game, I misquoted.
It's football.
Oh, right, wonderful game. And then, of course, thanks must go to WSL and the entire broadcast team for bringing us these wonderful pictures.
Entertaining bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, they're an entertaining bunch, that's for sure. Enabling us to bring our wonderful game to the masses.
So he's sneaking round, but he's definitely round, but that's not the worst spot to finish up there. So Driver just looking the same as the last, probably just sneaking past hers. Not a bad sort of line, that we know that holds a little bit straighter coming in this way, and she
probably wants to land her own, just coming a little bit through.
Just a bit smidgen through, but still not bad. But plenty of room for the skips, both skips to play a bowl. So you think James would be on the back end here, just trying to sneak inside the second shot ball of Towies?
Yeah, definitely. Just look to slip down that line. Doesn't want to promote Briar's bowl there. That's the shot.
Good sort of a line. Good sort of a line. He's going to get past that first bowl of front bowl of Briar's, and I think he has done. Ooh, step back down. So Cameron's been going pretty much exclusively down the wider hand here, so you'd think he'd be coming down just inside those bowls of Towies.
Either, doesn't matter.
On the way. Not a bad line for him. Not quite going to be there though, I don't think. Probably a metre, not quite a metre short, but I'm sure he'll improve with the second one. better line for James, I think.
Nice, James.
Coming home nicely now.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah, no. Jerry says that's the one. Not much improvement required from Cameron, really. Just a couple of feet.
Yeah, looks to be tracking well again.
Just a bit under, maybe.
Just
no?
needs to hold.
Just a bit under.
Watch out, mate.
Probably another probably not quite a metre of speed, really.
Yeah,
The line was really the main problem.
Yeah, we did touch on it in the semi-final broadcast as well, that the bowls seem to get to a point where they just turn quite violently back to the centre line. So you just need to be that probably half a foot wider than what you think you need to be. James, of course, has the benefit of using the line to his advantage there. I almost wonder if... Yeah, it's getting a bit more difficult for Cameron to find a spot there.
We don't know. do we know who's got the shot? Does it look like it's got the shot?
Well,
Bryce still the shot bowl, or
Towie gave a soft indication that James had the shot.
Do you want to draw it on this hand then?
I'll get under it.
Okay.
Certainly, at least from that
angle,
long
looks
distance
orange,
angle,
doesn't
it does look orange.
Yeah.
Better line.
He's got a bit more weight too. He needs a sit. He needs a sit. And he's trouble. So yep, we think it's one. Yep, one conceded again to the orange of James Cameron Power. So just sneaking a wee bit of a gap here. Bit of a surprise, the bookmakers.
Yeah, building an early start. The boys from Wellington.
So 7-2 after
5 ends. It was quite interesting. I was just having a look at at some of the results coming through in the world rankings, and you know, Briar, someone of her calibre, you think would be quite up there in the rankings, but currently ranked 100th in New Zealand. And I guess that's one of the interesting things with the New Zealand ranking system, at least, is that when you're not playing, you're not scoring. So the likes of Briar and Cameron, who have been overseas playing a lot at the top level, don't actually represent as well in the ranking points as you might think, which is just an interesting little sort of consideration, I guess, when you're looking at player rankings and point scoring.
I got to be honest. I look at those and I struggle. I really struggle. How they worked it out. But anyway. It's just like bookmakers. That doesn't make a difference. Is it?
Well,
you pick the favourites and you
know,
can still be no good.
You would think that, you know, the top ranked players would be, you know, right up there in the list, but certainly those that have performed well at nationals tend to sit.
Well,
you know, the most recent nationals tend to sit a little bit higher up.
Who's top 5 men players, Brendan?
Oh, men's players. Top 5 men's players: Nathan Arledge, Gary Murawai, Sheldon Bagrahali, Nick Thompson, Adam Blucher. Liam Hills in the top 10 as well, Hamish Callagher. So there's a few of the young under 26s up in that list, which is always good to see, because, you know, they're certainly performing really well, but it does speak a lot of volumes to, you know, the availability of the players, especially when they're on an international schedule. And I know for a fact, like the world ranking list, for example, doesn't take into account these events, but it would take into account the events they play at a world level. So there's there's a couple of different lists going around, so it's hard to gauge a fair and accurate representation of somebody's ability. It's a bit like tournament chess, if you're familiar with tournament chess rankings.
I mean, no disrespect at all, but I mean, Gary Muir is a lovely guy, but to say that he's in the top 5 New Zealand bowlers.
Oh, he's had a bit of success over the last wee while. He's in good form.
Yep. Righto, so again we've got a reasonably good head here for James. He's got bowls to work with. Pretty close here from James. Might need the jack. Oh, he's got a little slice, but it's still one to Briar.
Yeah, either either. You can draw both ways.
So Cameron's pretty much been exclusively on the forehand, isn't he? Going this way. Coming home nicely.
Yeah, great track on that wider side.
Not quite enough. So James has got, look, he's got 3 bowls over the head to the left as we look at it of the head, so he can just draw to the bowl of Briar's, or say he sits the jack. He's got options.
I guess the interesting thing for James is the Briar's got the back bowl, so it kind of takes the attack out of play.
Yep.
He's just trying to dead draw it, which it looks like he's done. The finger goes up from Towie.
Yep.
It's a great bowl.
Cameron will have to play back here now, surely.
Yeah, just sit there through.
Sit the
This
bowl,
is that precision play I mentioned at the top of the broadcast.
Be interesting because he is. I think it's one of the first bowls he's played on this hand. If he does in fact go, no, he's still going the forehand. Okay.
The option's there. If he's playing with a couple of yards away, you can sit the bowl through. Definitely looking. Oh wow!
I don't think that's going to turn. Oh, it's coming.
No,
now.
it's turning.
Wow, it's coming home now. No.
Oh, that's a pretty fair effort.
All the way down at the back.
I know. I think we both thought that was a little bit wide out of the hand. It's come a long way home.
So here, James will be just trying to do the same thing. I think really, get another bowl in there as he gets the. Well, get the jack. The jack's still clover for James. Really, there's no problems with getting the jack.
Jack's a good result.
Not quite there though.
It may force Cam to play a bit more weight, but it's not. It's not going to really impact. It's interesting that there's no real group of bowls. If Cam's looking to move the jack, Towie's kind of got everything covered.
Yep.
That little movement,
Well,
he's got a bowl in between Briars. You've got James out to the left.
Yes, it's right back is two to the Paraturu side.
It's a pretty busy looking head. He's trying to find that line again. He looks to be quicker this time. He's going to find his outside bowl.
No, it's still
Yeah.
two shots. No, one shot, should I say?
Yeah.
One shot. An end will work for the South Stokes Valley team, no? One
Yeah,
end, win, you win the game.
another one to the Wellington boys. And I do believe we have Dennis ringside now with the Wellington selected girls. Over to you, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Yes, I have Lily and Shavana from Bowls Wellington, who have been playing in the plate division of this competition. Of course, started out yesterday competing for the big final that we've got happening behind us. Firstly, congratulations, guys. I know you've picked up your last game, a fantastic win. Lily, Shavana, if you don't mind me asking, what sort of got you guys into bowls? I think 17, 18, so you guys are very, very young.
Yeah. I have been around bowls my whole life. My family's played bowls. My grandfather started. My dad's played for New Zealand. So I guess it was just in the family, I guess. And it was lots of fun. Knew lots of people. Thought it was a lot of fun to join up.
Yeah, I actually wondered that when Lily said, I'm Lily Signal, I went, so I'm guessing Dad's Blake then, yeah?
Yeah.
Would that be correct?
That's
New Zealand representative Blake, runs Wellington.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you had no choice, well, not had no choice, but so you're around it all the time, yeah?
Yeah, around it all the time, every weekend at a bowling club, just having some fun, Yeah.
What about yourself, Shavana? How did you get into bowls, and what's the reason for you, sort of progressing through the game?
I went to the bowling club one day with my nana, and I got to try it out, and I liked it.
Oh, that's good. You're saying your uncle's up here as well,
Yeah,
involved.
actually playing in the final right now.
Yes, I know. That was me sort of leading you there. So, okay, who's your uncle, and how did you guys play together at all?
No, not a lot, but we will be coming up.
Okay. Is James your uncle? Or? Yeah. Okay, just checking. Okay, how do you think he's going to go today?
By the looks of things, pretty good. It's bowling pretty good so far.
Hey, what would you guys say, as young 17, 18-year-olds, what would you say to some other young folk about wanting to get into bowls and you know, some of the cool things that it delivers for you guys that keeps you coming back?
Honestly, just like everything, there's so many opportunities for you when you are young. So like, I'm going to Singapore later this year in about June.
Wow.
And I'm real excited about that, and that's come through all my connections of all the young people in the sport, and it's honestly so much fun because you meet so many different people, and it's incredible.
What about yourself, Shavana?
I just rock up to a bowling club. They'll let you play, hopefully.
I love it. Hey, and have you guys played together for a while, or are you a new pairing? And you know, what's the combination like?
We've played together for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
So we're pretty used to each other. We've switched it up this weekend though, so I got put at skip for the first time ever. She's usually in charge of me. But
Is that all right, Siobhan, or not really?
Yeah.
Can't really say much on telly, can you?
No.
Hey, look, well done. Congratulations. It was lovely to meet you guys. And best of luck, obviously, with going to Singapore and any future tournaments you've got coming up. And I'll let you get back under the umbrellas and in the shade to watch the rest of the final. I hope your uncle does okay too.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. It's great to see the young ones coming through, especially the young girls coming through. We have a pretty even mix here in the field this weekend of boys and girls, but it does tend to be a little bit more male-dominated. So if you are a sort of secondary school age and you're wanting a sport that's probably a bit less traditional, that's not your rugbies and your crickets and your netballs, bowls is a great one to have a go at, and obviously we have the likes of Hannah here in Auckland who goes around the schools and introduces the game, but equally down in Wellington they've got some great programs going. Christchurch, Taranaki, most of the main centres are running secondary school programs introducing kids to the game, and it's a great little sport to get into. It's mentally challenging, it's not too physical, you definitely sweat though out in the heat, but it's a really good sport to get involved in. As we see Cam trail the jack right to the back. Just the one shot. And of course, as Lily mentioned, her father is in the blackjack squad as well, so for young Lily growing up around a very competitive player in Blake Signal is certainly going to rub off some of that talent eventually.
And don't forget Mum.
And Mum, yeah,
well.
Mum was just involved in the winning Wellington inter-centre side last weekend.
We'd be right in it if we didn't mention Mum as well.
Yeah.
Angela. So Cameron's played pretty good shot with his first one. He's just trying to sneak past that one of.
Well, he's got Briar there to push in as well, so that's a great shot.
They certainly need this in, Brendan, to get themselves back in. I think James might be shy with this one. He's got opportunity to sit the roll, rest the bowls, grab the jack.
Yeah.
He's in the area.
They definitely do. This is close.
In the area.
Needs the kitty. Rest off the bowl.
Not quite, is he? Ooh.
Well, he may have fallen in for shot there. Definitely having a look. It'll put Cam on the other hand for his last bowl anyway. Be looking to move that jack.
He just said, I want to run it out. So it must be one down.
It's a good shot to play. He's got options. If he gets the jack back into the ditch, he's got 2, maybe 3. If he sits the bowl out, he'll definitely have 2.
So you're looking a bit looking to play a bit more forceful by the look of it. Yep. Trying to sit the ball through clean. He's in the area.
To be close, kitty, bowl. Yeah, he's played that very well.
Fantastic shot there from Cam. No margin for error there with that. That's fantastic.
Split that gap perfectly too. He could have easily collided onto either of his own bowls.
So that's a much needed couple of shots there for the Paratutu team. Makes that 4 shots to 8 after how many ends, Brendan?
6 ends.
After 6 of the 14 ends. I think if that had got it away, they were going to be chasing it a bit more. So 7 ends played.
Oh.
So we're halfway. 7 ends played, 7 to go. Looks like Briar's gone long. So are we 2 metre to 2 metre?
Yeah. Replay that shot of Cam's to sit the ball through.
Perfect.
Very well played. Stalked it the whole way. He knew he was close from the moment he let it go.
Next one.
Matt's come up a little bit, so sort of a mid-length end, mid 3/4. And interestingly, we've seen Briar change over now to the what we call the narrower side. That's how he's playing, trying to perhaps get in his way. And hasn't really executed with her first, which has left the opportunity for Taui to apply some pressure.
You're not bad.
He's done a really
Not
good
bad at all.
job. You know, usually you'd think playing someone like Briar would be a little bit intimidating.
Well, of the 4 players, he's the least experienced, isn't he, by
Oh,
a
yes.
fair margin.
Yeah.
And the least probably, I mean, no disrespect, probably the least accomplished as well. But he's, you know, acquitted himself pretty good. You know, so he started off a bit slowly in the semi-final, but he certainly improved as the game went on. He was playing really well at the end of it. So, and he's carrying on here. So, I mean, at 18, he's the youngest in the final too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking. I'm trying to think back. I think Briar would have probably started about 2016, 2017. So it should be coming up 10 years of experience. Cam definitely around the same, and James has been playing quite a long time as well. I remember him playing back when I was still in secondary schools. So that's not that I'm that much older, of course. But
Yeah, sure. So how old are these guys, Brendan? Do we have ages of these people? I know we know that Tauri's 18.
I definitely got them. I just need to
pretty
find
sure that, they're
the
all under
correct
26.
notes. They're all under 26. I can tell you that for certainty.
Here we go. We're just looking back on the spreadsheet to see the ages of these guys. I mean, I'd go 23, 24 for Briar. Oh no, Cameron just turned 21 because
Yeah, Cam's just had his birthday last
his
weekend.
birthday at
Yeah.
the Inter Centre, didn't he? So he's just turned 20. We know that. Not sure whether the Yardie was an option.
Some of the spectators there. Deanne Bronlin, of course, won the consolation plate last year in this event. She's now aged out, and she's been coaching at Hobsonville, and quite successfully, actually. They've got a good little group of people coming through. Really cool success stories coming out of Hobsonville. I mean, that's a club that's probably punched above its weight for a number of years now. Won Bowls New Zealand Club of the Year a couple of years ago. Have some really great initiatives, and Deanne's run that under-26 program.
Cameron on the bit of a probe.
Yeah, he's missed.
Close
Oh,
too.
he's turned.
Close.
Oh,
We got one out. Good bowl.
bit of an interesting result. Yeah, really cool success story from Hobsonville. Ran a workplace, social, corporate group, whatever you want to call it. It was an afternoon one. Mum picked up her daughter from school and took her along to the after-work function. Teenage daughter fell in love with the game and has been playing for the last 6 months, I believe. Taking it really seriously for the last sort of 6 or 7 weeks, and entered in this event, and they've done really well actually. They obviously come up against some stiff competition and plenty of years of experience in these young players, but they've certainly done a really good job and made a name for themselves. And it's great to hear little success stories like that. We have a 16-year-old in the field who got a set of bowls for his birthday just recently, a month ago or so. You know, so those kind of things, and the support from the parents obviously helps a long way in getting into the game as well. But yeah, there's some really cool stories and some really cool origin stories from all the players across the field.
So a bit of pressure coming on to Cameron's last one. He's 2 down here, and probably James needs to just sit there. He'll be 3 down here with his last one. So you got 2 shots to get within 4. You don't really want to go over the next end, drop a 3 or 4 to go 6 or 8 behind. He's only got the draw to see to cut it down or get the shot on the back end.
Looks to be on a great line.
Looks to be a good line. He needs to sit on, well, does he? Needs to
No,
sit on
he's-
something, or does he?
If he falls in, he's got it.
Oh, great
Yeah,
shot,
great
yeah.
shot.
Very good shot.
I'll just try to draw it off.
Yep, quite right, James. Just try and draw it off. Draw the sit the bowl or draw the jack.
Wait, where's the two? Who's got the two?
We've got the two. We've got two at the two. We've got three.
Yeah, 3 seconds. It would be inviting to have a little look for that.
Go it.
He will lose his third shot.
Yes, of
Obviously, or
course.
Second shot. So, but yeah, we'll see big weight here from the from James.
Very smooth delivery.
Wide, I
A
think.
little
He's
bit wide.
lucky. Hello, Dolly.
Well, he's got the result.
Oh, okay.
It's not pretty, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that's the old better be lucky than good scenario.
Look, sometimes you just, the luck's on your side. You're playing that kind of weight, anything can happen.
So margin back out to 5 after 8 of the 14 ends. Probably need the Paratutu side for their benefit to get back into the game. They need to score this end.
Yeah, I mean, we're not quite at the point where I think they're going to be watching the ends too closely. You know, 4 shots and how's my math? 6 ends to go. It's certainly not panic stations yet by any stretch.
But you don't want to keep losing ends. You can't afford to get another couple of ends where you drop another 1 and a 1. Then all of a sudden it becomes 11-4 with 4 ends to go, which is becoming a bit more of a task. So again, Taui's right back on the 2 metre and has thrown the jack probably 1.5 metres past. Andy.
Okay, bud.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to make sure you're scoring your share of the ends, right? Cam and Breyer have scored 2 2s on the 2nd and 7th end, whereas James and Taui have scored the remaining 6 ends.
Joey. Yeah, shot.
Still plenty of room for Breyer to get one in there close.
Just missing under the line. Do wonder if the wind's sort of swirling a little bit, as they've all sort of missed their green on this end.
Not much in the background though going, is there really? Not much breeze in those little trees in the background.
No, and I was just trying to look at the corner of the green. They got a little flag there as well. You can sort of see it over the top of the trophy.
Yeah, not doing anything really,
And
is
it's not really doing too much.
All of it. All of it, mate. Follow.
Yeah, better bowl there from Taui. He's gone with it. Made 2 of it.
Who's drawing down there?
Same sort of idea for Brian, not looking to change too much.
Still not quite out there, is she?
If she's got the weight to push through, she's all right, but it doesn't look like she does.
And probably didn't want to finish there because that sort of cuts down one option for Cameron on the back end, unfortunately, but sure he'll correct something.
Definitely takes away that sort of backhand aggressive approach. Great shot there, seeing just how close the bowls are. Look at that, the definition of the cameras. You can see the bugs rolling across the green.
Fantastic.
Fantastic camera work.
Thanks to WSL for their fine efforts.
Yeah, I could nerd out on the grass and all the facts, but
Please don't.
we'll just give you the short version, Simon, and that it's actually not grass.
It's a weed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a swamp weed, Maniatodo. A lot of people don't know that it's actually not grass. It's technically classed as a wheat. So it does rely on a bit more watering than the average surface.
Do you reckon he's going quick here? First one?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's reaching through the head.
No.
Not quick.
No, yeah, just...
No, he's just trying to dead
I mean,
draw it.
realistically, ending over at this stage is good, isn't it?
Well, actually, to be fair, I think he's missed. It's not like him to miss that much. He's put in a positional bowl, and he's trying to get to the 2 metre mark to create himself an opportunity to move the head.
I think he can still play that backhand shot through Bry's bowl or through the shot bowl and get right through.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And James's first bowl is getting a bit of a guide too, to be fair. That's actually a really good shot from James if he gets right behind the kitty.
He's just pointing to Bry, backhand. Yeah, I think you'll find this will be a big weight through the backhand.
Watch your ankles.
If he can get it perfect and get the front bowl of Bry's through into the split of the bowls. This will be quick, boys. Here we go.
And he's off target again. Oh, you can tell he was dead straight down the centre line because it was a distinctive noise of the rink number being hit at the other end. It's probably one of the hardest. Well, actually, no, that's not really true.
Well,
It's one thing to drive accurately, but it's very difficult to drive accurately off the centre line.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I mean, here's a bit of a shot on here for James, isn't there? If he comes underneath the orange bowl
and sit Briar through,
would draw Briar's bowls on the roll. And if he's tight, well, he's wide, he's on his own bowl. So it'd be interesting to see if he tries this.
It would certainly make Cameron think twice before playing weight. I feel like James is playing a bit defensive here, trying to cover.
I think he had enough weight to play that bowl out.
Yeah.
Which would have been. And yeah.
I just feel like he was a little bit too wide to say that he's tried to play that shot.
Going again.
That's better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nothing. Two. Wow. Now it's getting a bit more awkward. 11-4 after 9 of the 14 ends is getting a bit more, not desperate, but definitely getting to the stage where you want to be scoring the next end.
Yeah, well, you start to ask the question now, right? 5 ends, 7 the difference. That's how math works. So, you know, when the run rate is a bit more than 1, you sort of do have to stop and think about how we're going to play this game tactically.
Yep.
And I believe we have Dennis down ringside with our defending champions and losing semi-finalists from this year, Hannah Dawson and Henrietta Scott. Over to you, Dennis.
What's going on?
Are the defending champions or the former champions? Yeah, there will be another new champion. I've got to say, look, congratulations on winning last year and semi-finalists this year. That's nothing to scoff at. Look, about halfway through there, I thought, oh, I think you might be defending your title. So the game just changed a little bit there, Henrietta.
Yeah, I must say, our opponents, James and Towie, they really got the end heading back towards the clubhouse. They managed to sort of monopolise on that, pick up some numbers and change things up for their benefit. So yeah, they did well there. Yeah.
Hannah, I've got to say, one thing that I noticed, this is the thing I love about these two young women, is they just came out of a semi-final. Obviously the result didn't go their way, but there's an open day on the green next to us. And Hannah, you've made about 3 little friends that came up, gave her hugs. You can see they've decided to do the face painting and stuff. So really important for you as a young 19-year-old to get other youngsters sort of involved in the game. So that turnaround emotionally, I think, you've got to be commended for that. Yeah. And really well done. It was really nice seeing you with the kids. You're a big kid at heart, are you?
Yeah, I think so. They're just so adorable. It's so nice to see them enjoying it.
Who was the young girl that came and gave you a hug? Do you know her, or was it just random?
It's a young girl, Jasmine's sister. I never caught her name, but she's been on me all day.
Yeah. That's cool. And hey, I was talking to Lily just before, and she was saying she's off to Singapore for the Lions Cup. I didn't realise. Are you going as a team of peers? You and Lily are playing the same team?
Yes, we were invited over by Brett O'Reilly, president of World Bowls, so it's pretty cool.
And you also happen to play at Takapuna, which he has a strong affiliation with. And look, and I'm very lucky that I was talking with Brett. He was saying you're one of our youngest champions in terms of fours at 19, so congratulations. That must have been a pretty special moment for you.
That was very special for me. I had such a supportive team and all the girls loved them so much. So.
Now, one thing I noticed when you guys were bowling, could I get you, Sam, not to try and direct you from the floor, but could we get, it's tuatatas, is it? Yes. If we could get a little shot of these guys. Now, tell me, you guys had these pegged on you for the game. Can you tell me a little bit about the story about having these little charms?
I actually don't know. I was just at the zoo one day and I figured I wanted a little lucky charm for my bowls, and he just happened to be a keychain, and he just...
Put something like that.
Fits perfectly onto my shorts.
Yep.
Just like
she
that.
thought he lost him.
There's actually another stuffed animal, a turtle. His name is Gerald.
Oh,
and I have a turtle on my bowls.
Big.
So
Gerald's quite big, but I have a turtle on
he
my
can't
boat,
show up
so-
every weekend.
Right,
He's
fair enough.
independent. Yeah.
He's pretty big.
And you guys were saying you hadn't sort of played much before last year's tournament together, is that
No,
correct?
that was
We
first
actually
tournament.
never planned
together.
to play together, did we?
No.
It was odd.
It was
Wow,
it was
that's
an
amazing.
unexpected. Initially, they'd advertised it as being an under 21, and I panicked, going, "Who do I know that's that young that will have will be around, definitely able to play?" And I was like, "Oh, Hannah." So that's how that came to be. Luckily, they did extend it out,
Yeah.
allowing a few extras around the country, making it under 26. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and you think this will be a long-term thing in terms of a peers partnership?
Until we age out.
Yeah,
I
till we
think
age
so.
out, I think so. Just so far, good combination. We have our fun. We're
Yeah.
serious enough on the green, but off the green, it's great.
Well, I'll let you go and enjoy the open day and make some young kids' day out there. Look, commiserations in terms of the result of not getting going back to back, but really well done and lovely to have met both of you too. And best of luck with the upcoming tournaments.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. It's great to see such young ambassadors for our sport, and Hannah and Henrietta are definitely big kids at heart, as they said. And it's great to see them involved in the family day as well and helping foster potentially the next generation of young players coming through the game. Well, as we've been with Dennis, it's probably been one of the better heads from Towie. He's got 2 bowls right on the jack, and he's hung on to them. James has been able to add. Cameron's just been struggling trying to draw them off, and he's a bit wide and heavy here again. So as we talk about the Paratutu pairing needing to sort of consolidate and score some shots, the Wellington pair have got themselves in a really good position here to sort of run away with this game.
Well, huge bowl here. This is a huge bowl, Brendan. This last bowl of Cameron. This is probably the game right here and now, I think.
Yeah, well, generally from a coaching point of view, you wouldn't play a drive shot when you're 3, maybe 4 down, but at this point, I think Cameron's just, he's going to try and play that again. It's 50-50 what you do, and you've got to back yourself. You're either drawing to save, or you're playing for a kill to reduce the count, because I believe Briar's got the back bowl. Still looks like he's playing that sort of yard over sort of weight.
He's not.
And he's just holding out.
That's that hand. We saw that in the semi-final, didn't we? There was that hand just held a little bit out there.
The good news is that was his bowl. He's pushed into the head, so it's probably now only 3. Yeah.
Well, 3's plenty, I think.
The casual kicking away suggests.
So if that's the 3, which you suspect it is, that's 14-4. That's 10 shots the difference, and 4 ends to go.
Yeah, definitely. And there's the background. Oh, sorry, the replay of Towie's 2 lead bowls. Certainly come into his own has Towie White. After a rough start in the semi-final, he's found his rhythm, and I'd probably be fair to say found the has the upper edge, I would say, over Briar here leading this game. And a pretty tidy start again.
Playing real good, bro.
Just here in the background mic there. Real good from James. So the encouragement, the chat is up. Wellington definitely starting to just feel their fingers on the edge of the trophy. As we see a pretty good reply here from Briar as well.
Shot anyway, mate. So if you hit it, you hit it. Ready?
So it was only 2 from the last end for the Stokes Valley side, so it's 11-4 after 9. They haven't put the score up. No, okay, it was a 3. They haven't put the score up on the scoreboard. Okay, so there's the issue. So it's definitely 14-4 after 10 ends.
I think you're just looking at the bowl too much. All good. Next one.
Okay, well this is what we need from the Paratutu team. Brian needs to get 2 or 3 shots on the head for Cameron. Not bad again.
Yeah, much better head building here from Briar.
Change it up. Stand on here. You try to beat that one. Get down to the bowls. Good.
Change it. But this is probably the first bowl down this way for quite a while for Towie. So interesting to see whether he remembers it's a bit more of a swing that hand than the other hand. And he hasn't.
He's got a bit of speed, but I don't think it's going to be enough to hold for what he's trying to achieve.
So Bri now changing her hand as well. Again, hopefully she can, for her sake, can. Yep, she's got it at the right track for her, I think. Good enough.
Yeah, it's a good change from right. Switches hands, gets his speed right in the area. And you'll see a little bit of communication starting to pop up from the Paratuta team. They'll be strategizing, they'll be trying to find just something that'll work. Realistically, I think 3 would be the minimum here, Poppy.
Yep.
Yeah.
James on a good line.
Close, James. Real close.
Very good line here. Yeah, it's a top bowl.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Hasn't rested on Briar's bowl either, which makes it a little bit harder to get out of the head.
Yep, sits in an awkward spot, doesn't it? Where's those bugs? There's those bugs. Oh, the bowling god's giving James a massage. So we need to look. Cameron just needs to get another couple of bowls on the head. Then he can look at maybe attacking that bowl of James's.
Yeah, you're quite right. If he can be holding 2 or 3 seconds, he can
build the head up so they can have an option of. If James misses with this one, he might sort of look at maybe sitting his bowl or Briar's bowl onto the shot bowl.
Well, he's pushed that a bit wide. You could tell from the hand gesture straight away. Though in saying that, if he finishes slightly high, no, he's just got caught on Towie's bowl.
So he's just there you go. So he's suggesting to Briar maybe I'm playing onto the bowl a bit firm.
Yeah, I like doing it with the second bowl. At least if you miss with the second, you have another opportunity to correct it. The problem I see a lot of the time, particularly in pairs formats, is they'll leave it to the last bowl to attack, and then it's often too late. You can learn a lot from missing.
So yeah, they had a bit of discussion about going the forehand for some reason, but anyway, they've decided to go back in. He's playing with speed.
I think the forehand option's big weight. He's on the area.
He's not bad.
Needs it square.
Oh, he's dead unlucky there. Dead unlucky.
Yeah, well, he's done what he wanted to do. He just didn't quite get the angle right. And what does that leave him with? Realistically, he can still play the bowl out for 2.
He's still got at least 2 seconds, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Up until this bowl here from James.
The ideal shot from James is right in between those 2.
Not bad. Not bad at all here. I don't want to stick them together.
No, well, yeah, he's made a little bit of a target there now.
Yeah, you'd be looking at taking those, splitting 2 bowls out for 2 shots. That's probably your maximum get for the end, if you like.
Yeah, definitely. Very difficult to try and trail the jack on the forehand draw. It's a very powerful bunch of people standing on the corner. Bowls Auckland president.
Going quick here too. Interesting. I thought he's not thinking. Doesn't want to have his bowl
he has to be quick. No, he's offline again.
Wow. Okay.
Not been an effective shot for him in this final.
No, he's not. That's probably almost good night nurse, really. 16-4.
So what is it, 12, the difference?
With 3 to go.
3 to go. Yeah,
Well,
not outside the realm of the possibility, but certainly a big ask.
I'd make a poor bookie.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, right at the top.
Oh, it just goes to the fact that I'm a poor punter. But anyway, it is what it is, and yeah, barring a huge in here from the Paratutu team, this could be the last in, Brendan, I think.
Yeah, well, it's a must-score opportunity for Paratutu, and realistically, they need a number.
They'd need a 3 or a 4, probably.
Wow, yeah, 4 would be the bare minimum. That would put them to 8.
Yeah.
Which then gives them, well, yeah, the run rate is 4 for a draw, so
that's a good shot, good starter from Towie. Well, Towie, you didn't ever get back to the fact that how old these people are, did you?
No,
we knew Cameron was 21.
We knew Cameron was 21. I believe Briar's 23. And
James got to be the oldest, didn't he?
Yeah, James would be the oldest. I didn't actually have his date of birth on file, unfortunately.
That's all right. So Towie's got only another 8 years to go on this.
and I guess that's the thing, right? So I don't know if there are actually many that are aging out this year. I think a lot of them are all early 20s. So we're going to have a lot of future in this event, at least with this current generation.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's some of the younger ones coming through. And of course, you know, there are a lot of players that from the south. We don't have any South Island entries this year, so there are potentially another half a dozen peers from the South Island that haven't made the trip up. I know Lockie and Jordan from Dunedin, a couple of young lads playing with their dad. They just won the centre triples this weekend down there, McEwen's, yeah. So they haven't made the trip up, but I'm sure we'll see them here in the future as well. Those two have got a lot of promise. Cam McLean's down. No, is it Cameron, the other one down there? A lot of promise from there as well. The Hamish Colour, of course. I believe he's still under 26. Be very close. So yeah, there's still a few other players down in the South Island that would perhaps like to see.
Good shot here. Good shot here.
There we go. I've just been accurately informed by Briar's mother. She turns 22 next week.
Oh, there you go. Great shot there from Towie. That really sews it up, I think, to be honest. So there's no, in regards to this particular tournament will stay in Auckland. It won't move out of the country.
So it's a bit of an interesting one. So I think Dean touched on it a bit earlier. The Burnside Bowling Club in Christchurch run the under-26 singles event, and they kind of have ownership of that space.
Yes.
Bowls Wellington have taken over the Kitty Hawks Society, which is the under-21 singles event, and they now have ownership of that space. Equally, Bowls Auckland have taken on the peers discipline, and we will continue to run this event. So the three events run independently of each other, but form part of a series, so to speak, along with the Wellington five-a-side as well, which is obviously a selected team, and Wellington have been historically very good at winning that tournament. It's not been one that Auckland, at least, have done particularly well in the past, and that's been going for 3 or 4 years now. And it's always a great weekend of the top talent competing in five-a-side, which, for those of you who don't know, is singles and pairs and... No, sorry, singles and fours and then pairs and triples. So they play multi-discipline across the weekend. Pretty good effort there from Cam. Just needed to slip under. Had the right kind of speed for what he was trying to do.
So just reflecting on the final, because this probably will be the last end. Well, you know, they've played very well, James and Towie. They've had a little luck, but I mean, you get a bit of luck now and then, and you get a bit of bad luck against you. So they played really consistently well. Towie definitely improved from the semi to the final as the day went on. So well done. They'll be pretty happy with their payday too, I think.
Better effort from Cam. Yeah, really good prize money in this event. So $1,200 for first place, so $600 each. So you know, for a peers tournament, a couple of days, it's right up there when you consider in relative comparison, something like the Taranaki Open for 7 days worth of work is $1,000 per player. So to get $600 for a couple of days, especially considering a $50 entry fee as well, $25 each. So the return on investment, to use some accounting terms, is pretty good. I can't recall what second place is off the top of my head. I think it might be $800. But either way, still really good prize money when you compare it to some other tournaments around. And the players have had their lunches provided for them and little treats and like the ice blocks and things like that as well. So, yeah, really well looked after and obviously some really good prize money on the table as well. And much like the Burnside Under-26 Singles Trophy, we really hope that the National Under-26 Bears Trophy gets a lot of names that we can look back on in 20, 30 years' time and, see the giants of the game having their names on that trophy.
Well, I think that might be the last bowl of the final.
Yeah, there we go. The hand is offered.
The hand is shaked. Well done to the Stokes Valley Vipers side of James Cameron Powell and Taui White. Too good in the end for Cameron Hodder and Briar Atkinson. But well done to the finalists, all for getting there, and the semi-finalists. It was a great weekend, obviously, so well done to everyone.
Yeah, definitely been a long day, I would say, for the Stokes Valley boys, watching Taui settle into his game, well, or rather not settle into his game from the semi-final, and then obviously build into some consistency, which he's carried on to the final. We see a little moment there between James and his coach, Jim Swift. Great that Bowls Wellington have really got behind this event, sent up the coach as well to support the players. A lot of camaraderie between all the young bowlers. They're definitely all mates on and off the green, of course.
Very good to see. Very good to see.
Yeah, please.
So see the bowlers packing up their things, getting ready for the presentation, which I do believe we will be bringing to you live very shortly. It's been a long weekend of bowls, 4 games yesterday, another 3 games of knockout this morning.
Well, it's been a pleasure bringing the commentary to you from through WSL. Fantastic day, and I'm sure we will have some much more bowls on and carry on having bowls on Sky Sport, which we love, getting our great game, the wonderful game, out to a different audience and seeing what sort of a game we play and how entertaining and how easy it is to play. The subtleties are a bit more, I suppose, harder to define, but very easy game to play, Brendan.
Oh, look, I've always described it as the easiest game to learn, but an impossible game to master. So you can really get involved and play, and it's always great to have such young people on the broadcast. And 2 of those young people are our new 2026 champions, who are now ringside with Dennis.
All right, well, we're with our 2026 St George National Under-26 champions. James, Toei, just hearing that, what does that feel like? You guys are pretty low-key about it, I must admit. I'd be high-fiving, jumping for joy if I just picked up a national title.
No, I am pretty stoked, if you can't tell, but it was all well and good, I guess.
James, if you don't mind me asking, sort of tactically, what was the key for you guys? Because look, I've got to say, and I touched on it in your semi, sort of touch and go in that semi, but you just seem to have gone on this trajectory where you're just getting better and better as the day goes.
Yeah, no, like we said before the last one, after the last one, we just had to nail the basics, try get to that kitty before they did. They're such a quality team, so we can't allow like any little inch of a chance, because they're going to make the most of it every time. So, yeah.
And what does this mean for you guys? Obviously, picking up this title, you know, you're wearing some Bowls Wellington tops, and I've got to say, because they want it to be matching, it is about 25 in Auckland, so I won't keep you out in the sun too long, but you are going to melt in here. Is this big for Bowls Wellington, you know, for you guys as a whole?
Oh, well, first off, I just want to thank Bowls Wellington for allowing us to come up here. They covered everything for us, and it was a great opportunity, and we're stoked to bring it home back to Wellington. Yeah, it's awesome. It's only going to be good for Bowls in Wellington, seeing young people doing well.
What about yourself, Toe? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm glad Wellington won, I guess.
I love these guys. Hey, so, okay, what's next for you?
Keep getting out there, I guess. Keep trying new events, just getting my name out there, and play good bowls, I guess.
I've got to ask you guys, because one thing that I've noticed is some of our older demographic, and I'm talking about myself and my age group, playing some young guys, so they get, once you guys are sort of rolling them and you're putting the heat on, do they get a little bit annoyed and a bit irritated because, you know, some young guys basically making them not look as good at bowls as they thought they were?
Oh, it can happen, but hey, it does go the other way around. Eh? The old ones...
Do you get schooled sometimes?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, this is bowls. It's anyone on the day can turn up and win a game, so... Yeah.
I touched on this with some of the other teams. How cool is it? Because how old are you, James, if you don't mind me asking?
25.
25, and yourself?
18.
Okay, so you guys have got, if you want to, you know, and touch wood, health's all good. You've got 50, 55 years of continuing to play if you want. So you can become, you know, you're this good now. Imagine putting that sort of experience behind you.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, no, it's hey, trust me, mate, 50 comes real quick, and then you go, oh my God, I haven't got long left.
Yeah. Just the thought of it. Oh.
My crew's teasing me now that I made you guys feel really old. Okay, so in terms of celebrations, what are you guys doing? You on a plane straight back down to Wellington, or you get a bit of time to at least have dinner and maybe, you know, a beverage of your choice, if you're allowed to, of course.
I don't know about Towie, but there'll be a few brews down the hatch, I think. I'll be having a few.
I'll be on it.
Is that what I think? There's a dartboard up in that club room. I haven't seen any darts in it, but it could be a bit of a go.
Oh yeah. Play a bit of darts, a bit of pool. Good fun.
James, I didn't ask you what's next for you.
Honestly, not sure. I'm just going to try playing as much as I can, and I was happy to play with this guy. Like, we play a lot at club level, and it was cool to see him get an opportunity to come up here, and that's why I play. I could care less about winning myself. It's just cool to see the next generation start getting up there and start winning and doing well.
Must be quite cool having your niece. She gave you a shout out as well. Shavana gave you a bit of a shout out. So very, very cool having, you know, some other family members that are obviously very good at bowls to be selected as well.
100%. Yeah, we're pretty blessed. We got the genes from my mum, who sadly passed away this year. So I'd like to say something. Yeah, love your mum. Yeah, that's for you. Yeah.
Oh mate, that's really, really cool. Well look, I will let you guys go get ready for the trophy presentation. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's do the honorary. Would you like to thank anybody or do a shout out to anybody? I'll start with you, Towie.
I want to thank Alex for giving me a Stokes Valley shirt when we were in a bit of a jam for that.
Okay. Anybody down in Wellies?
Yeah. I want to thank Stokes Valley first of all. I will mention Wairapa. I will give a shout out to the Wairapa.
Fair enough. And yeah, James, yourself?
Just shout out back home. Hope we did you proud. You know, Stokes Valley, Wellington. Yeah, that's why we do this.
Well, look, congratulations, guys, and I'm sure your mum will be really proud too, James. Well done. And we'll let you guys get ready for the trophy presentation. Okay. Thanks.
Alrighty, well, it's great to see the finals.
Well, we've come to the formal end of the St George National Under-26 Pairs Tournament. It is the trophy presentation. I'm Dennis Katsanos. I'm very proud to be hosting this. I'd like to hand over to Bowls Auckland CEO Dean Bartlett, who'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, everyone. Just a quick thank you from us as Bowls Auckland. Thank you very much to the host club, Mount Eden Bowls, and this gorgeous backdrop behind us. A lot of work goes in behind the scenes with volunteers and paid staff. So thank you very much to Mount Eden Bowls, tournament convener, and all the umpires used throughout the tournament. Thank you very much. And most importantly, all those who travelled up, both players, parents, and support. We really appreciate that coming up to Auckland on this beautiful weekend. And also thank you very much to the St George Fund. The fund was recently established that aims to develop and advance youth bowls, this being part of it. So thank you very much for their continued investment. And thank you to the team from WSL and Sky TV for covering us. Can't wait till next year.
Thank you very much, Dean. Much appreciated. Well, we're into our trophy presentation side. And speaking of the St George Fund, we have Karen Velder here from the St George Fund, who will be doing the trophy presentations, along with the president of World Bowls, Brett O'Reilly. So I'd like to invite our runners-up to come forward. If I could ask Brian Atkinson and Cameron Hodder, if you could come up and collect your runners-up prize and medals. Thank you, guys. Okay, and I'd like to invite our winners to come forward. If I can invite James Cameron Powell and Towie White to come forward and collect not only their trophy but also their winners' medals and badges. Now this is a bit that I didn't say to you, James and Towie, as winners. You actually get the microphone and you're allowed to say a few words. So which one of you, if I had to nominate one of you, would like to say? You don't have to, but if you'd like to, more than welcome to say something.
Oh, say something. All right.
Down there.
Cool. I just want to thank Bowls Wellington for the opportunity to come up here and represent you guys. It's a big honour. Thank you, Towie. I couldn't have done it without you, bro. Man of the weekend. And to Brian and Cam, I knew it was going to be a good battle regardless of the score. And you guys play quality bowls, so happy to verse you, and it's an honour. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. Another round of applause for our finalists. Can I just say, as an aside, to you two peers and also all the young people participating here, the standard of bowls has just been incredible. As putting my parent hat on in terms of manners and just wonderful young people that give you a little bit of hope for the future. You guys should be really proud of yourselves, and your parents should be really proud of you too. So it was absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful tournament. And of course, Brett, Karen, Dean Bartlett, and everyone involved in this tournament. I could only see this going from strength to strength. We've had a 50% growth from 12 teams to 18, and I can see that easily being 36 from all around the country. And obviously for all the tournaments that are coming up in the future, for you guys, best of luck, and yeah, do us proud. We're very proud of you. So thank you very much. Of course, plenty more bowls to come as well. We've got the secondary schools coming up on the Tuesday, and of course the following weekend, the 28th, 29th of March, we've got the men's singles and the women's triples. So as Dean and I have touted on today, some of our other members, Brett as well, and some of our young folk, if you haven't given bowls a go, pop into your local club. There's over 400 clubs all around the country. Give it a go. You will thoroughly enjoy it, and you'll be hooked for life, just like the rest of us. So on behalf of myself, the Bowls Auckland team, the WSL team who have brought our production today, and everyone that's participated in the event, you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and enjoy the rest of your March month.
Shot anyway, mate. If you hit it, you hit it.